fans, we are at the inaugural Trainer Spotlight for the Hyperwear Roving Reporter Series. I'm speaking with a good friend of mine, Mr. Mike Seiler, owner, founder of Kineticor Fitness, headquartered here at Austin Fitness Clinic off of Lamar and 42nd. And we just wanted to talk to Mike a little bit today about his use of the Hyperwear products, steel bells, sand bells, and the like. So, Mike, talk to me about your progression as a personal trainer. When were you first absolutely positive that you wanted to pursue personal training as your vocation?
Sure, definitely. Thanks for coming out today, Sam. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, glad to have you.
So while I was going to I entered into the University of Texas thinking that I wanted to do athletic training. Just had transitioned into more of a dynamic field, one where I'd be a little bit more engaged with clients. So I shifted over into the personal training realm and haven't really turned back since.
So where were you first exposed to Hyperwear products in the course of your personal training career?
While I was working on campus as a trainer, actually back in 2009, getting my start at the Red Sports program, we had some people come in to give us a demonstration of this new product that I heard maybe a little bit about, but wasn't really all that familiar with. They came in working with the Hyperwear sand bells, so probably within 15 minutes of the demonstration.
So, from the moment that you put your hands on a sand bell, can you describe what kind of void sand bell training has filled for you? What kind of void the Hyperwear products have filled? How they've proven to be so advantageous to your training?
Absolutely. They're so versatile. You can use them for quick transitions from one exercise to the next, and you can really be very efficient with the way you approach a circuit, doing a number of different movement patterns, a number of different exercises, back to back, targeting different locations of the body, different movements, and you can really just use it for almost anything that I would provide.
Absolutely. I find that that's my experience as well. So talk about your long-term performance goals or training goals. We can talk about your own personal fitness regimen for a second. What do you want to see happen with your Hyperwear training or in your personal fitness program in general?
Well, I'd enjoy using some of the heavier sand bells, which I haven't typically used in the past. I've used more of the ones on the smaller, maybe 6 to 15 pound range, and I see the number of things you can use with the heavier ones in the 40, 50, maybe even 60 pound range. And ideally, for long-term fitness goals is to really just continue being able to be active, to be fit, to manage injuries should they arise, and then continue staying active as long as I can.
Excellent. Quality of life, that's what it's all about. So speaking of quality of life, we're interested to talk to every single health and fitness mind about some of their shortcomings, some of their admitted mistakes in their own dietary regimen. Talk to me about some of your nutritional weaknesses or maybe some of your favorite cheat foods.
Really, a nutritional weakness for myself, ironically enough, would be oftentimes not getting enough calories during the day. I'm on my feet, moving quickly from client to client, maybe with some working out for myself in the middle of it. Oftentimes, I don't plan appropriately to have maybe a quick meal or a quick snack, and so it adds up, and by the end of the day, I'm almost faint with hunger, which never works out well. Faint with hunger, sometimes go for those cheap foods because they're easy and quick fix. Cheap foods would easily be pizza, hands down. And dark chocolate with caramel.
Excellent. Good answers. So we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. Mike's going to show us a couple of progressions on the sand bell, and we'll show you around Austin Fitness Clinic. Here with Mike Seiler, a good friend of mine, owner and founder of Kineticor Fitness. We're here at Austin Fitness Clinic with a 20-pound sand bell. I'm going to give you a rundown of how you use the sand bell to warm up the foot and the ankle and all three planes of motion. Mike's going to bring you to a better understanding of how that can translate to some multi-planar hip flexion and extension in the form of a lunge series. So I'll yield it for you, sir, and you can take it away with your 20-pound stand up.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So to get started here, all you're really going to need to do is plant one foot flat up on the sand bell, make sure it's centered right in the middle of it. As we're doing this motion, a few things you want to keep in mind. Keep that chest up and open, keep space between the ribs and the hips. Draw that belly button in to brace the spine. Really let your ankle, knee, and hip go over in unison to kind of absorb that triple flexion as we go through this movement. So once you've stood up on top of the sand bell, what you'll look to do is again staying nice and tall. You stay up straight in front as we're playing. Straight to the side, to the frontal, and open up at the hips as you go through the transverse. Again, keeping that chest up and open. Put your hands on your hips here. It helps keep them level. Working through all three planes of motion. So taking that movement to the next level with the lunges, I'm going to keep the sit 20-10 sand bell because it works well for me. You can adjust it to work well for you. And as we go through this motion now, we keep the shoulders stacked straight over the hips. As we lunge straight forward, again to the sagittal, to the frontal, and back into the side for that transverse. And although for both the motions we've done today, we've only kept it on one side, when you do it on your own, you'll want to do it on both sides. Somewhere between 8 to 12 reps, 1 to 2 sets should work out well for you.
So Mike has a great understanding of how Hyperwear products can be used in a variety of fitness contexts. If you have any questions personally for him, you can reach him at mseiler@Kinetic4 Fitness, kinetic4fitness.com, or facebook.com/Kinetic4 Fitness. And of course, you can always hit up the owners of Austin Fitness Clinic at austinfitnessclinic.com if you have any questions about workouts here. But otherwise, stay tuned for the next series of the Hyperwear Roving with Order. Hit us up on Facebook or Twitter if you have any kind of ideas as to where we should go next. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next installment.